Namaste. Namaskaram.
Namaste.
Namaskaram to my brother from Bangladesh. Namaskaram to my sister Elizabeth. I've been hearing for the last 2.5 hours, more than that, on different aspects. And many people quote their experience, and I feel that they are on top of the world, thinking that one step takes them to the top of the world. I have this experience and this works very well, so everybody should follow. Unfortunately, psychology is such a field where no single experience can be duplicated. Every individual, I'm a psychotherapist. We get lot of cases. Outset, probably the symptom looks same, but when you diagnose, you understand the problems are different. The cause and effect theory, like physics, cause can be same, physics tells you the realm of experience could be entirely different. I'm so happy. Just now my brother from Nigeria, Prince Augustine, was telling it's essential to understand where, when, why, how, what happens, and then that will determine how do you solve your problems, because it's all the fear. But how, where, when, what experience you had. I lost my father in an accident when I was 4 years old, along with my sister. I have seen death probably 3 times in my life, almost very close to that. You can't explain what happens to you when you face real problems, and then how you get fear inside you. Many people spoke about emotional intelligence. We had a great story of Mahabharata in India, in which the great warrior Arjuna, who has every skill to fight the war, and he couldn't, because he has fear of not his death, but if he fights, what will happen to his relatives who are standing on the other side to fight. Therefore, what happened? He got the lessons from the God himself. Bhagavad Gita means the song of the God. The God is the one who gives you courage. And one of the best slokas in that is a huge lecture on emotional intelligence. Uddharet atmanatmanam atmanam avasadhayet atmaiva hyatmano bantu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Who is your biggest enemy? Who is your best friend? All the people who spoke here, to whom you are communicating to you maximum, is to you yourself. Your buddhi and the manas, your intelligence and the feelings are in conflict. And that conflict is what is creating problem to you. How do you get rid of that? That has to come from wisdom. Otherwise, you think that a lesson which I got for my problem is the best lesson in the world. Probably you are mistaken. There is no point in reading a book and you don't absorb it. So 20-20-20 principle says you have to absorb, read. What for? You have to absorb from others' experience. Whose experience? The greatest of the greatest experience. So how do you absorb it? Only when you realize there are greater experiences in the world by somebody else who has given solution for a bigger problem in the world. You have to grow. So from the child step, you have to get into the adult's ladder. It is not one step will take you onto the top of the world. A child may think when they get onto the first step, they think they are on top of the world. But only thing, when you grow, you have a bigger ladder. So I keep saying, a child has to be there on the top of the step. It's very good. But you can fall. And that time you ask yourself, what is there I have to learn? I have to learn from others' experience. I have to learn from my mentors. I have to learn from masters. I have to learn from scriptures. For what? To climb the biggest ladder in your life. That is what is learning. If you don't do that, uddharet atmanatmanam, your buddhi and the manas, the intelligence and the feeling, will conflict always. And when somebody gives you a small short principle and message, you will get dragged with that. Why? Because you don't have the deep rooted knowledge within you. You lack that confidence in your own knowledge. That's what happens. That's why when you listen to somebody's lecture, you feel, oh, this man is great. No, you have to go into the deep and understand. Listen to that many times. What is that he is referring to? Is he referring to something which is followed millions of years? Or is he referring to one life, which is my experience, which will solve problems of me? Therefore, everybody's problems can be solved. It's like buying medicine from a shop without having a proper diagnosis. No, solutions should not be sold like this. So, uddharet atmanatmanam. You raise your intelligence and the soul level so that your surface of feelings which is vibrating too much will become stable and you become a sthita prajna. Your frequencies will become controlled. You will not go too much and your wavelength will become too good so that you can acquaint with anyone with that feeling of harmony. That makes you to work well with most of the people. I am sure this is what is to happen. Transformation, beautiful subject. Always, yes, you can take up beautiful subjects and thoughts. I am sure our next session of lecture, in which I have given the topic, learn to learn. How do you learn from many different sources so that you can develop yourself to the highest level? And so that your experience become on reaching on top of the mountain, not on a small hill. A child climbing on a hill think that I am top of the mountain is not really good. You have to look for a bigger mountain so that you can see the whole area around you. Your visibility increases. This is what I wish, and that is what the transformation should happen. Thank you, my sister Elizabeth. Thank you for giving me the time and hosting me here. Pranams to each one of you. Namaskaram. Salutations.
Thank you so much, sir. Minister. Thank you so much. And thank you for rejoining us again, because I know that you are about to go for another program, or because your time with us is very valuable. And I don't want us to miss this, your wisdom and your speech. And I really appreciate your time, sir. And I appreciate your mentorship, because you are guiding me. And I really appreciate you, sir, as a great leader. So thank you so much for sharing with us. And I'm looking forward, and I'm glad that Professor TPS mentioned it. Next week, or even during this week, from 2nd of June to 4th of June, we're going to have a master class. And my mentor, Dr. TPS, will also be among our mentor that will be mentoring us on that day. And he's already mentioned his topic. So, and I believe it's an interesting topic. And I want to welcome you all, or invite you all to come and join us as we learn in depth, because that one will be more than 5 minutes. So be ready to learn. And we all learning together in our master classes. If you are missing it, it's time for you to join us. Over to you, Doctor.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to invite each and everyone, whoever want to transform your life towards the great and make the difference in the society. So don't miss it, actually. Though I have been missing some other master because of my job. Yeah. So I'm extremely sorry for that. Anyway, sir, I want to give you thank, and we are really, YYCI International really appreciate to give your precious time to us. And yes, I do agree with you, and your words are so much valuable, and we are really eager to hear from you more in the masterclass. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us and joining this session as well. Thank you, sir. So, yes, I said earlier that we are traveling around the world in this event. Now we are in India. Let's move on to the Macedonia. So let me welcome the great academician